Well, welcome to another Sunday night. Um, we're coming to you on a lovely Cinco de Mayo, apparently. And I don't drink, so I'm not going to get drunk with everybody, but I'm going to hit this blunt and, sit here and think about some things. We might try and see if we can get to know our guy Max, because I'm going to shamelessly plug him and his show tomorrow. So tomorrow is the debut of our lovely Max and his own unholy tea. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, but I
Me
really
too.
am.
Me too. Speaking of Cinco de Mayo, honest admission, I declined every Mexican restaurant order today. I was not playing that malarney. I wasn't doing it.
I don't blame you.
We
That
pulled up to one. We pulled up to one restaurant. It was like a $4 order. Man, that restaurant was so packed. I was like, yeah, not happening.
that dog giving you some back talk.
No, not me. Somebody probably walking their dog alongside the house. He always gets in the window barking at people's dogs. Oh,
I avoided the Mexican restaurants today too. So going up 100%. But you were saying before your dog interrupted?
I just said I avoided it. You brought up Cinco de Mayo, like, yeah, buddy, I avoided this holiday.
Well, Facebook's got me trying to do these Cinco de Mayo challenges to push the page or whatever. It's under the insights. They give you these levels, and yeah, it's all Cinco de Mayo for the last 4 days. You got like all different kinds of content creators in, like, when you go and type it in, they're like, how do I do this? What is this? Can you somebody fix this?
I couldn't even imagine, like, okay, as a content creator, I can't even lie. I can't imagine trying to create Cinco de Mayo content because I ain't grew up with the Cinco de Mayo heritage. I don't know nothing about what that means. I just know
Same.
it's a day everybody go get drunk.
Yeah, like I said on the TikTok there was like, what was it? It was saying, May the 4th be with you, but May the 5th be drunk because it's Cinco de Mayo and everybody gets lit on Cinco de Mayo.
Not everybody. I was sober today. I was sober.
I was stoned. Better than all hell. Oh yeah. Oh, I know Hoey will be here later. I was about to say, I'm like, where is everybody? But that's right. We're in the middle of the NASCAR races right now. It's Sunday race day.
Oh God. Ricky Bobby, another left turn.
Another left turn.
I ain't even gonna lie. I need somebody to explain NASCAR to me. Like, I just, for the life of me, I ain't never comprehended watching NASCAR. Like, a
Okay.
group of cars racing around in a circle.
I'm not gonna lie. I went through a period. I was huge into NASCAR, but that's because my mother was. My mother moved down to Colorado and she started dating some guy that raced in CASCAR, which is like their like low end NASCAR or whatever. So he did a bunch of that racing and she went with him. So she brought it back and all that. But I guess, like, really at the end of the day, the goal is to get around that oval more times and faster than everybody else. And that's it. It's not like drag racing where, like, like
Now, drag racing, I can understand. I done took part in some drag racing with a Honda Civic with a spoon engine in it before. So, drag racing, I can get. Going around the track over and over, like, don't they get dizzy? Don't they get dizzy?
Okay, but here's the thing. Drag racing, my new thing that I want to do, and my boyfriend is huge into it and he's willing to do it with me, is doing it with semi truck. Like when you go down to Onaway down in the United States, like those semi truck drag races, those are lit.
You just scared me. No, I do not. No, Sam, I am not interested in drag racing with a semi truck.
Why not?
Why not? You want me to be dead honest? Because I already don't like driving, like when I'm on the expressway and I'm in like a corridor of semis. I'm for real white knuckle driving. I don't like that.
Why not?
Cause them big heavy trucks full of steel, and I'm in a fiberglass car. Like, I just don't like the odds of being that close and something happen.
Well, I mean, when they crash, it's usually not them crashing. Most people, they have an issue of dropping their gearboxes, just like in regular drag racing. Like they'll just drop their gearbox. Or blow their motor, or blow their turbo. But that turbo is like twice the size of the turbo in your car.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm surprised I ain't caught no speeding tickets. Like when I got my current car, I bought it not knowing it had a turbo in the engine. Like not long after having it, maybe something went wrong. So when I'm taking it back to get it fixed, that's when I found out it was a turbo in it. Ever since then, I always drive my car like I stole it. I'm scared to get something with a big turbo.
And that's one of the things I'm so excited about when I do get my license to start driving the trucks we're in. My only thing is, and I do agree, I've already told my bosses when I get my class 3 license to drive the trucks, like I'm not driving in the city. Like, no, that's not happening. That terrifies me so much, just having that extra weight and in those smaller corners. But in the same breath, getting behind the wheel of one of those and punching through double the gears you punch through in a little car is so much more satisfying.
I guess.
Like, you get extra gears. There's not just 4 or 5 or 6, I guess, now, but like.
So I got to give an honest admission. While I know how to drive a manual transmission, for most of my life, I've driven automatic. So I can't even relate to like the punching gears in trucks.
No judgment at all. Like I have loved driving manual transmission. My first vehicle was manual transmission. That's the first thing I wanted in a vehicle. I had to understand that the odds of getting a manual transmission vehicle these days is almost non-existent. Like you can go get a Jeep Wrangler in special order at manual transmission, but like my Nissan Pathfinder, it's very hard to get it in a manual transmission in a new age. I can go get an old one, not a new one.
So Hoey said he likes crashes, and then he commented and said automatics are faster in drag racing. Not true, bud. Not true. Like
that is honest, an operator. Operator.
Dead honest. That's why, like, when I used to hang out with these people in like at this drag race strip, I had this neon, and this neon, it got up, but like I was getting left, and I used to get mad. And then one day, one of my buds, he had this was it a '96 Civic with a spoon engine, I think it was. He had me going through the gears on that, and it was crazy because like the acceleration in that, if a person knows how to shift, like it's way different.
Oh, it's way different, but very true. Look at professional drag racing; they aren't shifting.
So
some of them,
geese lives matter. Hoey, please stop with the bestiality, bud. No bestiality approved.
I don't know about you, but I've actually seen a lot more gear shifting, but it's more of a slap shift than it is of an actual clutch and gear shift motion. But really good drag racers do use a manual transmission. You have a hell of a lot more control, and depending on how you set up your gear ratio, you can get through those gears a hell of a lot more. Now, in semi-truck drag racing, they've actually modified a lot of their transmissions. So they brought back the split shifting. So they have 3 gear shifts as opposed to 1 singular gear shift. And them being a non-synchronized transmission, you can float the gears without damaging it.
See, that's doing too much. You mean I got to shift 3 different levers in them to shift gears?
You only got to shift them one way, or up if you want to go down to that gear. But like you've only got to go one way.
Still, that's 3 separate levers. Like that's too much thinking. I just want one smooth motion.
Okay, maybe I just like driving that much, and there's something wrong with me. I understand that. I actually love driving. I love my car. When I had my Cobalt SS, it was the best time of my life. I purposely went for drives through the mountains because in the mountains going in BC, There's a really nice range that brings you through a lot of switchbacks and around the mountain curves. Best drive ever when you have a manual transmission.
Here, I ain't gonna lie. While I still obviously love being able to transport myself and not having to worry, I feel like I enjoy driving more when I didn't have a license.
But like, you'll be out there driving these freaking vans that are gutless from hell and just have problems after problems. I mean, I'd hate driving too if I had to drive an Amazon van every
Oh,
freaking
listen, I don't even be tripping about that. I be laughing. I'm not even gonna lie. I find it funny, like, because I know ultimately whatever wrong with this van, it ain't my responsibility. This ain't my responsibility. I'm just borrowing it.
I get that, but you
But
at that point, like you start to hit a point where you're just like you're laughing at it, but you're like, I just want to go sit at home because at least I know I'm not walking later.
me, oh no, I ain't no walking later. Listen, that van break down. I'm calling dispatch. Y'all coming to get me with the fleet truck. Y'all better bring the tow. Listen, fleet truck and bring a tow truck with the fleet truck to tow this back. Y'all coming to get me now. I'm
Okay,
not going to go ahead.
our cult of Toka. Look at this.
So I got a lead foot. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, all right, so I live in Toledo, Ohio. Ohio wise, smoke
Please
some
stay
more.
tuned. Max is gonna be all right. We just gotta give him a second. It's hitting him rather hard. Whew.
Ohio wise, like border, we're literally a town right on the border of Ohio and Michigan. Detroit, if you put it in GPS from here, it says 45 minutes. My trips to Detroit take half an hour flat because, like, even though the speed limit say 60, 70 on 75, I'm hitting like 90 the whole way. No way I'm doing 90.
Okay, I gotta say, up here, I live in the flatlands that it's easy to get to the mountains, but we have the flatlands up here. And up until recently, which now, of course, I know where all the photo radars are because I went and renewed my license once, and I was slammed with over $1,500 in photo radar tickets.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Time out. Photo radar.
Okay, so in the land of it's safer if we impose these photo radars. So they attach the cameras where they would take your red light pictures. They attach these cameras and they take
Oh,
pictures
okay.
of your license and they send you a ticket in the mail for speeding. A lot of provinces have outlawed it because it's actually less safe because people slam on their brakes in those intersections more often, which causes rear-ending situations due to the fact that they're like, oh, maybe I need to go lower than the speed limit. Because you know how people are when they see cops. Oh, there's a cop. I'm going to drive 10 below because that's not suspicious. Drive
No,
the speed limit
nope.
or like 5 over. They won't bug you. Well, in kilometers.
Well,
Forgive me, kilometers.
yeah. So like you said, 5 over the speed limit. Like, okay, dead honest. I had a brother. You know, I mean, one of my brothers had went into the military, and when he came out, he had this harebrained idea he wanted to be a police officer. It didn't last. He didn't make it. But in him deciding he wanted to be a police officer, obviously he started like the training process, and like I'm a nosy little fucker, so I was reading the manual and stuff. And like it was crazy some of the things I was reading in the manual, like how they like train cops to like go about traffic stops. They really tell a police officer like if somebody goes past you doing past the speed limit and then they slow down and get to driving like a granny, go take a look at them. So I've always been that type. Like if I see him coming, I slow down a little bit. But shit, I'm about to blow past you doing 5 over. Quit playing with me.
Absolutely, because but that's where we run into these situations. Like the biggest safety concerns in our traffic does not come from primarily speeding. So in the United States, I've heard you guys have a thing where cops will not bother you if you're following the flow of traffic. So if everybody is speeding and you're driving slow, you're impeding. You are an impediment upon traffic.
Man,
We don't do that here. If you got grandma out there driving like it's a Sunday stroll at like 60 in 100 zone, like nobody says anything. They just let
so
granny do it.
I'll be honest. I'll be like, for me, it's really like spending a lifetime driving with no license and like, it'll be like being somebody that kept getting pulled over. So like I had to keep like dodging them. even now when I got a license, I mean, that's been my habit for how I've drove. So I still tend to drive like I don't have a license around them. It'd be
Um,
weird. Like,
I feel that. I feel that because I've never driven. I've never been in the no license having situation, but up here, it's actually you're gonna get off a lot easier driving with no license than you do driving with no insurance. And I've been driving with. I have in the past. I'm not currently because I'm driving a financed vehicle. So you can't have. Yeah, you have to have
yeah,
insurance.
buddy, you got full coverage. I
I
know
got a
'cause I
car
got
note. I
insurance.
got a car note. So insurance is a must. But
Yeah, welcome to the
like
expensive insurance club.
yeah, like I drove a lot differently when I had no insurance. I tell you that right now. Now that I have insurance, I'm like, hit me, hit me, do it.
Man, listen, the minimum speeds on on the interstates, I swear to you, that like some places that shit just a suggestion. I
Oh,
promise. Like when we took that trip to New York for New Year's, that was kind of like really for us an eye opening because here, it don't matter if you on the expressway. If an ambulance or something with like a cop car, anything with sirens get to come in on that expressway, move over and stop.
yep. Oh
we
hell
on
yeah.
this we on this really narrow winding 2-lane expressway in New York. The ambulance behind us, cars is packed everywhere, and with nobody stopping. Like we was freaking out because we're trying to get over and can't get over, thinking we're supposed to get over, with nobody stopping. They was all doing 90 the whole like man. Oh well, if somebody dying, they gonna wait to die.
Well, I mean, they had to put a new law out here this year. It was instituted at the beginning of the year because I guess people didn't understand that on the highways. They didn't think they needed to show any respect. If they were coming past tow trucks or anything like that, they didn't slow down. They didn't move over. Only if the cop was coming up behind them did they pull over and move over because they're like, okay, they need to get by. But other than that, they're passing them. So they actually had to pass a law like you have to slow down and move over. If you don't, like excessive fines coming your way. Like that's pretty bad that you had to make a law that somebody that's going to potentially get out of a vehicle up there on the driver's side, you know, like it would just be common sense, basic human decency, respect, but we have to make laws to make people do these things. We have failed.
Me, I don't know, cause I keep it a $1.50. Typically, when they get like behind me, I ain't gonna lie. I typically just like punch the gas and get out the way. I ain't gonna
Well,
lie. I
if
just
you
punch it
can't
and go.
if I can't get over into the other lane or if I'm on a single lane highway, because a lot of our highways are single lane, they don't have like triple, quadruple. That's when you get into like the big cities. But I live rurally, so like, you know, I'm able to it's smaller. You have to like move over and stop to let them get by, or else you're going into oncoming traffic.
The
They
cult strikes
should.
again.
They
The cult,
should.
the cult of Toka asks, do Canadian cops in high-speed chases employ a sprayer truck full of maple syrup that they just all over the roads?
I mean, I would pay so much money if you just like
I should
if
have
they just
recorded
did
that
it
as a
just for
soundbite.
fun. Eh, no, these cops be doing way less than that. Sometimes they're like, okay, we're just gonna let them get away and go get them later.
Oh,
Or worse yet, they wait until they slam themselves to the deaths in a high speed chase. That's their favorite one.
oh, it sounds like
Like,
Canada. It sounds like Canada get down with future indictments.
well, that's what they did. I ever tell you about the guy that literally has to do jail time over striking a pylon? Like one of those little
Hey,
traffic cones?
they put him in the clink for hitting a cone.
It was a deputized pylon, Max.
Time out. How do you deputize an inanimate object? Who does stuff like this?
The RCMP.
Well,
Man, our cops are not very far off from Super Troopers. You know when Super Troopers 2 did the one that the new one, the second one where they came to Canada? Yeah, they weren't lying. That's literally how.
high
Well,
end.
it's Sunday. It's
It's
Jackie's
Sunday.
day.
Boom. See what she said.
Mine. I'm just kidding. They'll be here. They're just dealing with their with a lot of stuff right now personally. So they'll be back hopefully for Tuesday. But I mean, we got Max coming tomorrow, so I mean, we'll miss them
Oh,
for a little bit, but we're gonna be so lost in thought all of Monday evening.
I I'm actually excited for tomorrow night. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, especially just because, like, to kick off the endeavor, I get to bring a great friend on and sit down and like have a get to know you session with them for y'all. So I'm excited for this.
I am too. Like I said, I've talked a little bit with you. Don't hobo.
I'm
Listen,
crying.
we cannot do that. We are on Facebook. I cannot show up like that. I cannot show up like that wearing all of my paganistic stuff. I'd be smited on the spot by everybody. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Listen, I at the end of the day, I'm honestly convinced that we're all just like little spins off of each other at this point. I'm kind of with Harsh. Harsh has been reiterating this so much that now in my brain I'm starting to think that we're all one.
Mm,
Straight up though.
in an abstract way, I can concur with that.
What's a trip hop CSHR set? Why
Uh,
don't you do one, Max?
I'm not even gonna lie, because right now Max is like got a single track mind with music. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm honestly excited for tomorrow in general. Like, speaking on music, me and Goose got something new. I'm gonna record my verse tomorrow.
This is gonna be bomb.
Hey, high end. That's an interesting comment. For those of y'all listening on the radio, high end commented from Facebook and said Harsh is a hologram. That's a subject we're gonna get to down the line on the Unholy Tea. We're gonna talk about holograms. We're gonna have a nice discussion about what a hologram is. We're gonna look at that from a different lens.
So me and Max were having an interesting conversation in the beginning of our sit down here, and I have found something. I shared it on my page recently, today actually. So I found this page on YouTube, and I've really enjoyed it because they have this thing where they've been sitting people down from like different sides. So they recently had flat earthers sitting down with scientists, and it was like I think about a 15-minute long video. It wasn't too long, just enough that my brain didn't hurt. But they've done it also with religion and scientists. And the conversations that these people wind up actually having with each other have blown my mind because like they actually get down to the root of it. Like, well, when the scientists ask them, like, well, like it's you're talking about created. Like if the world was created, what is it to you? What is creation to you? Like at the end of this, like how can you actually stand here and say what you're saying? And they'll explain why they do. It's an interesting thought process. I kind of have been enjoying those conversations lately. So I'm excited for your show because it's going to answer a lot.
We hurt you too, Sky. I mean, we hurt you too, Sky. I am definitely excited about them too, especially because it's been a long road. It's been a long road leading up to this. It's been a lot of trial and error. It's been a lot of having to go back and into information and a lot of really kind of learning to trust this.
What the bleep do we know was produced by one of Hobo's by a group that one of his teachers was associated with? I don't think I know that one.
Hold on, I'm about to pull it up and look real quick what it is. What the bleep do we know?
Max's alien is a bear in disguise. If you open your ears and pay close attention, it's cursing everyone in Russian.
So, funny story about that. Hold on, real quick. Oh, it was a documentary put out in 2004. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This just caught my interest. So, like, hold on, let me see something. Amazon Prime, YouTube Primetime subscription, YouTube TV. I watch that bitch on the TV. Quit playing with me. So, oh no, I forgot. I gotta watch that other Divergent movie with her tonight. Shake. That's okay. Add it to my watch list. But no, seriously, it's kind of wild, especially because like for a while I've known that this is gonna be where I was going with it. As much as I didn't want to admit it to myself, it'll be like it's a satisfaction in seeing what somebody told me was going to happen.
Well, here's the thing: you whether no matter what you believe, which side you believe, right? And what drove me to this was my study into star seeds 2 years ago. So we all have our purpose. Some of us are watchers. Some of us are here to heal. Some of us are here to teach. And that's why we have been given a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the sight, a lot of ability to open ourselves up to these options. Now, at the end of the day, everybody that's here is here for one of those reasons. Some of them don't wind up on that path, which they wind up facing a lot of issues, a lot of pushback, a lot of barriers in their way that they just keep punching down. Like some people, they just see a red flag and they run at it. Yeah, that's what happens when you keep doing it. You're not going where you're supposed to go. So once you find that, you start to feel really complete. Like your soul just goes.
Hey, so quote of Toka. That's kind of funny too, though, because I've always found like when this whole everything started being said about Russia and we seen all this information coming out about Russia, for me, I kind of got a kick out of it because as somebody that was like a little bit, that was more intellectually advanced in school, some of these classes that they put us in, like I remember being a kid and they like were trying to teach us Russian. My ADHD tail didn't pay attention to most of it, but like even to this day, I still remember like certain stupid stuff, and I don't know why.
That never happened to me. Where I live, they just really, really, really force upon French. So like, yeah, it's what we were always forced to learn. I took Japanese for a little while because I wanted to smite my grandmother. So I took Japanese.
High end. I love the comment. I love it. We need to consider that we don't, and he says the words possess in quotations, a conscious, and perhaps consider that we are merely a part of, aspect of it. I love that comment. That's a comment we're going to get to down the line. See, I done figured out this process with this. And in order to even start with these, we got to start with basic builds. We got to build the foundation of knowledge. We got to build it first. We got to build these bridges first. Hold on. What do you say?
Beaver gender studies. Oh, God, no.
I'm crying.
Yeah, but like, this is an issue, okay? Because I was joking and saying that Harsh needed to make a video. Me and Scott and they were talking about it. And Harsh needed to make a video trying to get into the girls' bathroom. And I said, but here's the thing though, have you not been in that situation? I have abused that little situation with the gender thing once when I was pregnant. And I purposely walked through a whole line of women because the men's bathroom was empty. And I was like, I'm a man right now because I need to pee. Like, and they brought up like how like nobody bats an eye if I did it.
Society tweaking. Listen, I don't care what the bathroom is. If I gotta pee and there's a place with a toilet, I'm going to a place with a toilet. Quit playing with me, man.
Fuck out of here. So just get rid
I'm
of the
going to a place
urinals.
with a toilet.
It
End of
all
story.
stalls.
I'm going where a toilet is. I'm not an animal. I'm not going to use the restroom on myself. I'm going to go to the nearest restroom. End of stories. If you don't like it, oh well, tough cookie.
I'm getting tired of the gender stuff. It's like just don't worry about it anymore. Just let everybody do what they got to do. You know? Fuck out of here. Stop changing the English language too.
High end. Yes, sir. I did copy that. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. Howie's biography clearly teaches people that saber-toothed crotch crickets are flammable. Weird, considering the next chapter was literally a recipe for homemade ice cream cake. Weird. Well, that very much sounds like, yeah.
I didn't really need the image of a saber-toothed crotch cricket. Like, at all. Like, I really didn't need that image.
The only thing I can think of right now is the Power Rangers morphin. Saber-tooth tiger. That's all I can think of.
All I gotta say is Cult of Toka, when they dream of Hoey at night, they have really weird dreams of Hoey.
Oh, wait.
Like that man, like Hoey must have some serious dream walking control to have Roz dreaming like that. Like, I want Hoey's gardening tips for growing his married iguanas, like 100%. Like, I'm starting to wonder if he's got some like additives in there for like special dreams.
We've been on that, bud.
Okay, I'm too stoned for this. Like, you've kind of like really messed with me now.
Focus, young Kobe-san. Focus. Hoey said that he was the bye-bye man the other night.
The boogeyman. I believe that. I would 100% believe that. That explains why I've been having like issues of falling asleep lately. I guess I'm just scared of the boogeyman. But I mean, what's one of the? Oh, jeez, we have Max all by ourselves here tonight without any interrupting people. What are we going to ask Max tonight?
So I guess I'm gonna air out one of the secret reasons I decided to incorporate a once a month artist appreciation episode.
Oh yes. Yes.
Ish. Over time, we're going to collectively reach the realization that art is a medium for communication from realms beyond this physical 3D plane.
Yes. So I actually mentioned that to my boyfriend today because I made him watch those videos. And one of the things that one of the religious guys had said, and he's like, you know what? I don't even fully really believe. He's like, but when I sit there and we chant, I have no explanation for why things change. And I'm like, and I explained to him, like, did you know that the esoteric state, like when you actually reach that state when you're meditating, some of the best ways to achieve it, and you achieve it and you don't even notice you're doing it. And 9 times out of 10, it's when you're listening to music. It's when you're dancing and you actually
Mhm.
get lost completely in it. And then
Mhm.
when you harness that, you can hear messages. You just have to be open to hearing them at that moment. And mastering being in that state, because that state is the most pure state you'll ever be in.
So now let's examine the mechanics of why that happens briefly. No, we ain't gonna do this depthly, but with a certain level of knowledge, you become aware that when you're chanting, what you're in fact doing is toning. You're toning. If you know how to tone and you know how to use frequencies, you unlock some rather powerful keys.
You're able to control a lot of those idiosyncrasies. It's one of the main parts of manifestations. Like you can alter a lot of the way your mind works in those situations if you know what
So,
you're doing. People have hurt
um,
themselves.
so watch this. A lot of people sit around and call it manifestation and give it all these airy terms that's full of fluff and have you leave just stuff that make you feel warm and fuzzy, but it don't give you no like concrete conceptual grasp of it.
No,
Um, So
no,
let's give this a grasp.
that's
Like
what you're here for. That's why I
for
didn't want to do
me,
it.
I get it. Instead of manifestation within myself, I really give it the term collapsing the wave function. I mean, it's realizing that every possibility exists at once. So it's using this exact moment to get to the next one and creating that pathway to the moment you want to be at. Or at least that's my perception. I'm not going to say I got all the answers. I'm just telling you what has been working for me.
No, and that's the big thing is everybody does, and that's what I tried explaining the first time me and Harsh had this conversation. Is it's dependent on each person, and if you go back and you actually like, and that's what I encourage a lot of people to do is actually like sit there, excuse me, do your own research on it. I have a lot of books. I have a lot of different views on it. So there's different words for everything all across the board. And back in history, a lot of cultures and heritages have already followed this. So there's going to be multiple different ways of doing things, different words, different outfits, different names for whatever it is to them. But at the end of the day, it's all this. We don't want to say it because it sounds bad for it to be the same, but it is the same. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you
It,
shouldn't be mad at each other. Respect each other. You guys are literally doing the same thing. You guys are fighting the same battles. It's just who wants to be right.
oh, we got Robert in the comments. What's up, Robert?
I don't think I've seen Robert Walker too much lately. I hope you're doing well. I put cheese on tacos.
On the subject of tacos, I'm going to say I harbor a resentment towards my parents. Y'all
Uh-oh.
let me live so long in life eating American tacos with that bullcrap taco seasoning on it. I was not prepared to be wowed by authentically Mexican cooked tacos. I'm ashamed y'all did not prepare me for that.
But it was a life-changing experience, was it not?
Yes, it was.
Did you not find a piece of your soul in that moment?
I was like totally confused. Like I'm seeing them cooking and I'm like, where's the taco seasoning? Boy, they looked at me like I said profanity. Like,
Did
whoa.
though.
I didn't know this. I'm disappointed in my parents for not raising me better. Like,
But
what?
okay, but like my parents, I know for a fact that my parents had no way of knowing how to make traditional tacos because my parents
Man,
did not live on this continent. They lived in Europe.
my mom lived in the right in Little Mexico in our city. She knew, man. I ain't hearing that.
Nope, your
I
mom's
ain't
a different
hearing that.
story then. But mine,
I
I
ain't
know why
hearing
I've
that.
never tasted them. I've always lived up north and I was raised by Europeans. And I learned at a very quick age that that you get looked at funny when you call French fries chips. I had to
I
change
mean,
my
even
language.
us Negroes here would look at you funny if you called French fries chips here. We call them fries. Fries are fries.
However, my grandpa had the best story ever. The day that he got here, he got in trouble with the police because he's used to being able to walk down the street and look at a gentleman and be like, "Hey, can I buy a fag?" When he asked that Canadian RCMP officer if he could
Hold
buy
on.
a
We're
fag.
gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that. Hold on. We're gonna come back to that. So listen, I'm dead honest. I can think about like when I worked at Wingstop. If somebody would have came in and said, "I want some chips," I'd have looked at them like they had lost their mind. We don't sell chips. We sell wings and fries. What you want? Chips. You want some chips? Go to the stove. I'd have been
It's chips.
confused.
Those are chipped potatoes. They're
Now,
chipped potatoes. They've been chipped.
I no, they've been sliced.
Like,
They've been sliced, not chipped. They've been sliced.
see, this is where words become a very big issue. I'm still being messed up by the real pronunciation of squirrel.
Hold on. Let me solve this for you. Let me solve
Words
this
are
for you
different
right now.
everywhere.
Words
We
can
have
be
new
different
feet here.
anywhere, but man, hold on.
Canada
Being
is
that,
weird.
hold on. Being that at my last job, we had to hand cut potatoes every day for fries. Potatoes are sliced for fries.
We
I'm
had a mach-
sorry.
we had a machine. You took the potato and you put it in it and you freaking smacked it.
Oh, see, okay. No, what we had was this contraption on the wall. It was like a lever. You put the potato in, it looked like it was like a metal grid. I mean, it was just a metal grid. You put the potato in, smack the lever down. Put the potato
Yeah,
in, smack the lever down.
but they
Yeah,
actually give them to you like chips. They're not French fries.
they're still sliced. That's like scalloped potatoes. Those are sliced.
You, that's from a completely different part of the world, scallop potatoes.
I mean, still the same cut. And yes, Hoey, a can crusher with a blade. Boy, doing 8 to 10 50-pound boxes of potatoes at first thing in the morning sucked. It sucked even more having to do that during your dinner rush.
Either way, at the end of the day, I didn't grow up in that country. I just know what my parents told me from where they were. That is what the argument was. I can't argue for them because they are no longer with us. All right.
I get you. I'm just saying, like, oh no.
Can't
Language
even go ask
barrier.
for an update anymore. I'd ask for an update because the last time I was able to ask any of
What?
them that I was 13.
A what?
Literally,
A,
what?
a what? No, what did you just say? An
An,
update?
an update.
Oh,
I
what is
can't
that?
even ask for an update.
Oh, an update. Okay.
Yeah, like I can't, like I said, like
I'm
I
fine.
last time I had this conversation was like well over 13, 14 years ago. So I can't even go and call them and come back and give you an actual, like, this is what grandpa said, this is what dad said, here you go.
Just saying, I had to hand
I
slice
hate
potatoes
scalloped.
every day.
Oh,
I had to hand slice them every day. That was murder.
scalloped potatoes are gross. I actually really don't like them.
I despise them. I
Yeah,
despise them.
they're not my jam at all.
I'll tell y'all a meal I hate. Like I will go hungry. If you be like, hey, we having dinner and you tell me we having anything tetrazzini, I'm cool. I'm cool.
.001 was the margin of victory tonight. Wow, what? Oh, on his races. I mean, that's close. Did the person that you wanted to win, or was that the person you wanted to, the one that lost by that? I gotta
Well,
know. Are
judging,
you mad, or are you like
well,
super proud
ju-
that he won by that much?
judging by this comment that .001 was the margin of victory tonight,
His guy
wow,
won.
and that his guy won, I'm going to take it that that race was really a race to the finish.
No.
Um, okay. So I'm just going to say this honestly. Due to times where I was held in places against my will, noodles were served in a lot of the meals. So I am really not a noodle fan per se at all.
I can understand that. You probably don't eat a lot of PB&J sandwiches anymore either, do you?
Oh yeah, no. PB&J ain't going nowhere. Peanut butter, strawberry jelly, ain't
I'm
going
allergic to peanut butter, so forgive me.
ain't going nowhere. But like
They went
noodles.
somewhere.
Listen, I didn't eat noodles so many ways. I really despise eating noodles now.
Okay, I'm with Hoey. I will go with Hoey on this, but that's also because like I actually do like the hamburger helper. That's the mac and chili one. Not gonna lie,
I
guilty
could, I,
pleasure. But I spruce that up. I add so much stuff into my hamburger helper. It's ridiculous.
even now, broke. I despise when we have to eat hamburger helper. But that's for me. That's because like growing up, I had a mom that did not cook hamburger helper stuff. She did not cook out of the box. My mom like really cooked everything from the ground up. So like as a kid, I grew up spoiled eating, and I despise not eating that way.
I've cooked for one person so much. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Guess what? You be playing those games of like, I almost don't even want to cook because I don't like eating leftovers unless it's spaghetti.
Ew. Ew.
Oh, I love leftover spaghetti. Angel hair and chili. No, why are you guys trying to destroy things around here?
Listen.
Oh, geez. You guys are so judgmental. Well, your guys' parents
No.
are like, damn, don't you pick on my hamburger helper. Okay?
Ho- Hoey, I respect your dad for that one. I respect it. I respect it.
I'll tell you this: when I have the time, the availability, I definitely do. But there's those nights. I'm
I
telling you,
see it.
I'm
But
doing
like,
it. I'm so doing
listen,
it.
I respect it. Because he like, look, you can figure something out. I don't like this. Like, I really don't like this. And you gonna serve it to me? Oh, cool.
Yeah, but like,
I respect it because that's a me move right there. Like, oh yeah, no, pass me up.
but I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's why you do buy that stuff. You need those lazy meals because there's those days where you're not going to sit there when you get back. But that's different for everybody. Like some people
Man,
might do it, but I work like
I
12.
would
When I'm
rather
actually
eat.
working, I'm
I
working
would
12,
rather.
13 hours.
I
Yeah.
would rather eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and a bowl of grits than some
Oh
damn
no,
hamburger helper. What you
no.
talking about? Oh, no, yeah, some grits.
I don't even like ravioli, and I would break down and eat ravioli over grits any day.
No, ain't
And like
happening. I
ravioli
don't
is
do
one
it.
of my least favorite things in the world. Oh,
Hoey, I endorse that comment. Listen, it is some things like I swear to y'all, I hate mushroom soup. As a kid, my mom used to do this crap. She used to make some toast. She would cook up like 3 or 4 packs of ramen noodles, cut up a pack of hot dogs, and throw it in with some mushroom soup. We ate that so much as a kid. I don't even do green bean casserole because it got mushroom soup.
Green bean casserole. Hell no.
Man, it got mushroom soup. I'm cool.
No. No, we got some picky eaters around these parts.
Darn right, I'm a picky eater.
Man, y'all wouldn't survive a day with my mother.
Oh, listen, see, for me, I got trained early. I had a mom. Oh, you don't want to eat this? You don't eat till tomorrow. All right, that's cool. I'll live with that.
Mm-hmm. My mother was the same damn way, or worse yet, she'd make me eat it. She'd leave it on the table. And like
What?
if I came out, said I was hungry, she'd make me eat it. It's why I won't eat Cheerios.
Nope.
Cheerios
I
do not
learned
enter
quick.
my house.
I learned quick. Like, all right, well, guess I didn't put my foot in my mouth. I'm about to have to swallow this one down. It would be.
No, I'll tell you this. If I'm making a 10-minute meal, I'm making fucking hamburger helper, and the people in my house are freaking eating it. They're gonna like it or they're not gonna get it. They gotta freaking cook for themselves at that point.
Oh,
And I'll tell you
God.
this: he don't want to cook.
I will go. I told you I will go make a peanut butter jelly sandwich and some grits. It would be boil a pot of water, get the water whip them grits up, smear me some peanut butter and jelly on some bread, and call it a night.
That's my daughter's favorite cereal. She eats the crap out of that stuff. The strawberry frosted flakes. Strawberry frosted flakes.
I rock with the frosted flakes, and then I crumple up like a blueberry muffin or blueberry donuts and drop it in there. Yow.
See, I'm a fatty. I'll sit down with a box of Captain Crunch and go to town.
Oh yeah.
My mouth will hate me when I'm
So
done, but I'm enjoying it.
for me, a cereal bowl is the plastic butter bowl. I don't care what you're talking about. That's a cereal bowl.
Yep. And
That's
you eat
it.
until you keep adding cereal
That's
until the
it.
milk is gone. Then
I
if you
don't
need
know.
that extra bowl, you got to add more milk.
Like if I say bring me the cereal bowl, I kept y'all know we keep them plastic butter bowls. That plastic butter bowl, the cereal bowl. Stop playing with me. And if it ain't no plastic butter bowl, we about to find an acceptable size Tupperware bowl.
Oh, I've grabbed the metal mixing bowl.
No,
But that's also because
like,
I've smoked like 2 of these, and I'm like, it's cereal time. Let's go. To me, cereal is soup. Sorry, but it's soup. Milk's the broth.
oh, Hoey the pimp, he got 2 Kellogg bowls. So ish.
Okay,
What we
but
got?
I don't even know what those look like because I don't think they ever went up here. But like, I could go for a Kellogg's bowl, like an actual Kellogg's bowl.
Oh yes, for those of you who are listening on the radio, I still don't know nothing about no advertisements, so bear with us. We ain't forgot about y'all. Max just don't know what he doing with them yet.
Bob Sanchez.
Dang, see, look, Jackie remembered
Oh,
Bob
I will
Sanchez.
always. I want to sit down and interview. I want to meet that guy, but I live in Canada, so I cannot meet Bob Sanchez.
I'm sure. I think Scott said something one day about like possibly doing like a stream from the studio there.
Daytime. He's old. He needs to be during the day. And Jackie's going back to be at work starting on Wednesday on night shift. Pray for me.
I better have a shift when I go to work Tuesday. I'm getting tired of this standby crap.
Dude, I've been on standby for 5 months. I've had like I think it was like 60 hours a month I was getting from December till last month. Except for when they had the big spill when somebody decided to drive with their valve open and spill oil for like 40 kilometers. That was 2 weeks of work. That was great.
Just saying, like, Getting up at 7:45 in the morning and not having to work sucks because then I can't. Obviously, I ain't going back to sleep. I'm up. Got to be at work. Got to be at clock in at 9:40. You clock right back out at 9:50. So by the time I make it home, it's about 10:30. So I made it through the first part of the morning. I'm up.
Yep.
Hey, damn.
You don't have to tell me twice about that. I've had that happen in the past. We get the text, and they just tell us that we're on standby, and then we think we're on standby, so we get to sleep a little bit, and then they call us when the morning meeting's happening, going, "Yeah, we need you to come to work," and we're like,
Oh yeah, no. See, we don't even when the text say standby, that don't mean you get to sleep. You still got to report in just like everybody else. You
"Oh
just
no,
going
no, no,
in knowing you ain't got no route. So now you make
no,
your choice. Do you want to pick up a flex route? Do I want to get up at 7:45 in the morning for work? Be here at 9:30 for you to tell me to come back at 2 o'clock to do a route? No, I don't. No,
nope."
I don't.
They do that to us, but that's the reason that we don't have to go in for the morning meeting, though, is because we're out of town. Like we work out of town, so we're not at home. We're working out of town, out of camps. Right. So if we're on standby, like we get that because we're out there for 21 days straight. If we get that one day, they let us get it, but then they'll call us and bring us in 9 times out of 10. Or worse yet, they'll tell us we're standby for 3 hours and they'll call us at the 3.5 hour mark and expect us to go to work. We're like, no, you said 3 hours. You're only paying us for 3.
So Coach Toka just said Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays because not even them want to deal with churchgoers. I think anybody that works at Chick-fil-A just a master manipulator. You ever really paid attention when you go in Chick-fil-A? Everybody is constantly smiling. Like, all right, cool, I get it. Y'all got great personalities. Y'all like your job. They train y'all to be friendly. As busy as Chick-fil-A is, ain't no way it's snakes. I really want to be smiling dealing with people. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. They be bumping like they don't want to be smiling. They be inside dying.
Okay, but like I've never had Chick-fil-A either, Hoey. I'm with you on that. And yeah, no, I feel that. I feel you. That's why I go back and smoke after. They take the malcontents out back and grind them up into chicken. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any Chick-fil-A's. We're not up here. Same thing with
I
Sonic.
am
I've seen the
I am
commercials
not.
for Sonic, but
I used to work at a Sonic years ago. It was cool. Then they let a crumb boss step in as general manager, and I had to depart my ways with them.
we got a Carl's Jr. finally and all those. And a Fat Burger. Took us a while to get a Fat Burger.
Our Sonic was cool, bro. I don't know. I've heard some people say that they Sonics was trash. Ours was cool. Ours was cool.
Was Sonic the one where the left and the right side were supposed to be different drive-thrus?
No. Sonic
Okay.
is the one that's got like the booth you pull up to, and like they got the car hops that bring the food out to you.
Yeah. No, there was one like way back when I used to watch cable TV. There was a commercial for one of the fast food restaurants where you had to go through one side or the other side depending on what you wanted.
Uh-uh. I ain't hip to that one. I'd have been childish and been like, oh well, I need both sides.
I used to do restaurant repair, equipment repair. That place dirty.
Oh yeah. So what you dealt with was a dirty location and a lack of clear leadership that had serve safe certification.
The best drive-in fast food type basically died out, but Stewart's, the root beer people, had a 50s style malt shop diner thing. We have quite a few of those up here. I love them. They're so cute.
I ain't never even heard of it. I'm gonna have to go to look where some are.
Yeah, we got
You know,
it's like the five and dive.
oh yeah.
That one's like a 50s, and then we had there's another one. It's out in British Columbia. It's a chain too, and they do it old school. But their food is really, really good. Like that, what you get is like lots. Like you get lots of food for what you're ordering, and it's like fresh made every single time, hand pressed burgers. Like you get like the actual like glass cup with like the old school like milkshake in it. There's supposedly one left in Ohio somewhere.
I'm about to Google and see. Stewart's in Ohio, huh?
Yeah, A&W is our root beer people. I love A&W though. A&W is really good. They actually do like the frozen cup, like the frozen mugs, and then put the root beer in it. Oh, there's nothing like getting a frozen mug. Okay, but a lot of Chinese food places have made me sick. That's why I don't go out for Chinese often. However, we've noticed something. The more like outdated, like old the building is, but clean the inside is, the better the food is. When you go to a lot of these newer ones, the Chinese food's terrible. Oh, A&W closed there? No, A&W is still huge here.
Is it Stewart's Originals hot dogs? Or Stewart's Drive-In?
Feel like it would be Stewart. It's probably, is it a Stewart's Drive-In? Oh, I don't think, like I can still go out and like go to the gas stations and buy Barks root beer in the gas stations. Like they have different ones, like they have the cherry root beer and.
Well, because I typed in Stewart's Restaurant in Ohio and I've got Stewart's Drive-In, and this one's got like a picture of like a root beer. The logo says Stewart's in white. It says root beer in like a root beerish color letter in a red diamond. Established 1924.
Well, I think yeah.
And then there's Stewart's Originals hot dogs.
It's the drive-in.
Okay. Drive-in, got it. That's in Marion, Ohio. That's not too far from where I'm at. I might have to go check this out. I might have to add it there. I'm going to have to add this to the list of places.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me and, having some interesting conversations. We got into some interesting topics tonight. So thank you, Max, for coming out and taking care of everything and making sure we got on the radio tonight.
No problem.
We're going to do a live review, Max. Yeah, we'll be back next Sunday.
Yep. Next Sunday it is.
Next Sunday?
Yep, next Sunday. For those of you listening on the radio, this has been another edition of Herbalations, and we're going to let our host, Jackie, go ahead and sign us out.
Yeah, well, we'll see you guys next Sunday, and you guys have a great night, and stay elevated. Oh, and don't forget to check out Max's show tomorrow.